Okay, so where we left off is finding out that there's some rust in a couple of the cylinders. That happens, obviously if it sits, it's going to happen. After some great consideration, I figured I might as well just pull it apart and gap the rings and then lightly hit the cylinder with it. Because I'd like to run more boost than a few pounds. I mean, 5 pounds really isn't that much. Maybe we can eke out 10, 15 pounds if I open up the ring gap. Let's have some fun with this. Also real quick before we start, I think that's going to work. I'm going to delete the power steering and probably the AC for now. But, I mean, I'll take and cut the flange off. I have to re-drill some holes. I have to drill up here and then I think there's 2 on the bottom and 1 or 2 on top. But for the most part, they both fit. And the alternator fits there with it too, so that won't cause any issues. So this motor is supposed to only have 50,000 miles on it, but there's assembly grease all over those push rods that won't focus. So I'm wondering if it has less than that because the intake ports are clean. This has assembly grease on it. Who knows, it might be just the heads that are different. Alright, so check it out. So down in there's like a little glob of grease. Down in that guy right there for the down there for the push rod where that hole is. You can see the grease in there. I'm not sure why it has it. I'm sure somebody who does more with Hemis would know, but I have no clue. I don't know, can't not know. But all I got to do at this point is undo the head bolts and I can pull the heads off. Same with this side. And then we can look at all that shiza. Alright. Hey! Tell me, how's the bottom of the head look? Alright, I'll look at it myself. It's not too great. Check it out. So as far as down on the cylinder, well, I gotta push that one down. It's not bad. That one. That is it's only surface. Not so bad. I gotta put that one down to look at it, but I'm gonna say that one's fine. This one's probably the only one, and then there's probably 2 over here that have something similar to this one. Those pistons don't look too bad though. They look very low mileage actually. Very, very low mileage. That's good. Survey says oil. What does that look like? Look good? Hopefully. Let me set it up and look at it and let you know. Yeah, they got light rust on the top, but nothing like that other one. So you can see it around that top ring. Same there. That one too. That one as well. I can see this one. I don't think you can see it on camera, but it's just underneath that. So I'm going to rotate it around, give it a little better inspection, but that one was the worst side. Over on this passenger side. And that one kind of wiped away anyways. Now we can set this up to pop the pistons out. I'll get the wheel pan off and we'll start ring gapping all of these. This end cylinder has some condensation in it. Not bad, but it needs to be taken care of. And I don't know what's on all these pistons. The carbon on it's weird. It's probably just wipes right off. Yeah, that's weird. I guess I'll go through and wipe all the pistons off, but that's really peculiar to me. I've opened motors with like 50,000 miles on them before, and they don't look like that. Let's see if this one does it too. Those are brand new. Something's up. I don't know. Very peculiar. Alright, just pop the oil pan off. For the most part, everything looks pretty good. The only thing I'm curious about is, man, there's more of that crap in the oil pan, like the assembly loop crap. I have no clue what that is. I'll have to clean that off really good. Make sure it doesn't cause any more issues. And that's just the bottom of the oil pan. So I don't know, it kind of almost looks like chocolate milk, like some condensation had gotten in there. So it's got that brown chocolate milk color like when the oil gets water in it. Probably from sitting a long time, but not anything I'm worried about. So we'll get this oil pickup tube and the windage tray off. And then I can undo the bolts and pop the pistons out and go from there. Also, that oil filter, 100% the wrong size. It was like way out here for the O-ring. So it probably leaked into this and this a little bit. It looks like it's almost the same size as a LS would be, but just a different thread pitch. So, and it should be good. No more oil leaks, at least out that. All right, so I just checked the ring gap on this ring, and it's about 20 thousandths from the factory, which is surprising actually. But I did some math, and it says it should be around 25 thou for what I'm going to do. So I'm going to open up to 26, just for a little safety net, more added security. Just hoping I don't pinch that top ring together, pop the crown off of it. Okay, so that top ring is gapped and back on. It's at 26 thou. I checked the bottom ring, and it's over 35 thou. It's pretty close. It could be like 36, 37. So I'm not going to open those up anymore because that's already bigger than I would have opened it personally. So we'll just go through and finish these out, put them all at 26, and put the heads back on it. Alright, so interestingly enough, it's the third piston I've pulled out so far. And look at that ring gap spacing. It's exactly how it came out. It's kind of weird. Usually the top one is to the top of the motor, so it'd be towards me. So that very top one you see with the gap. And then the bottom ring is 180 degrees off of that generally, so it'd be over here. Well, for whatever reason, they're what, 45 degrees or so off each other. Also, look at the lines in it. So there's quite a bit of wear. Vertical happens, but this line that runs horizontally, and I don't know what that came from. But the bore seems okay-ish. It's got some weird specs in it. I wonder if the piston rocked. I have no clue, because there's a weird line in there down in the bottom. I had to have. That's probably what it was. Probably rock burp. Put a line. That's really weird. I don't know. Just wanted to show you guys. Follow up with that. And the ring orientation on it. That ring gap is also a lot tighter. It is, let's see if I can show you guys. There you go. So it's 18 thou instead of, these two other ones were 20 in the back. So it was 20 and 20. This one's 18, so it's a couple thou tighter. It's really weird. I don't know why it would be like that. Okay, I just pulled this piston out. And check this out. Do you see that ring orientation? I don't know why it's like that. They're not supposed to be stacked on top of each other like that. They're supposed to be 180 degrees off of each other, so the top ring should be probably up here, where my ring finger's at. And the second ring should be down here. And the oil gaps are stacked up on top of each other too. It's very odd. This whole motor is very odd. Well, after getting this all ring gapped and everything, I was getting ready to move this bolt down so I can get the new oil pickup tube on it. Well, I'm 100% positive that somebody's been in here doing things, because look at that bolt, it's rounded off. So somebody was nice enough to strip it Alright, well, I gotta go get a new socket so that I can figure out how to get this thing off. Okay, I just got back from the store and I picked up this. So I know 15 fits on that bolt. So hopefully these double deep impacts can hold it tight enough that I don't strip it the rest of the way. I don't know. Feels good. We'll see if it actually works. Oh, yes. That's a win. Alright, cool. We got those in, swapped, and torqued down, and whoever did this ICU, there's stars and moons on the crank. Nice little touch. Now I can drop some silicone in the corners. We'll put the oil pickup tube on because now it's going to be rear sump. We'll put the windage tray back up in it, and then we will put our new oil pan on. Just like that, that's in there. We had to massage on this windage tray a little bit. It it's pretty close, but we got it in there. It doesn't fit like it should. Well, that's probably not the right windage tray anyways, but nonetheless, we got it in there. Alright, putting this back together, I just noticed a couple of things real quick. First, there's no holes in these corners, so I'll have to make some holes in those in the gasket. And then this giant gash. That really sucks. Thanks a lot, Milodon. Well, hopefully it doesn't leak, because I don't feel like stripping it and welding it right now. Gotta love expensive pans. Oil pan is on. I had to drill out those two holes. Hopefully it's all good. Copperhead gaskets mean that they are race head gaskets, right? I think that's what it means. Ta-da! Alright, so I'm going to torque the heads. It's 25, 40, and then it says 90 degrees. I'm not going to do 90 degrees, I'm going to do 70 foot-pounds. Something similar to how the LSs are set up. And I'm raising these torques to yield bolts. Live action coming at you guys. Cool. Alright, 40 foot-pounds. I'm going to try a couple different ones. I'm going to try 70 and 75. We'll kind of just see how the bolt feels. That feels pretty good, actually. I think I'm just going to torque them to 70 and call it. Well, I wasn't going to film any of this, but I had finished up the ring gap on the motor, and I had planned on just slapping the new manual rack in really quick. Well, this is where I got, and this is why I'm showing you this, is the manual rack is in. Alright, so you see the rack is in. Yeah. Okay, we got the new shaft up, and we're stuck. It got wedged in there. And well, I was trying to encourage it to go in there, so I was giving it some love taps with the mallet. It's stuck now. So I got to pull the entire steering column out of it because it was pushing the column in, so this was sitting out probably where this is at now. And then I'm going to try and figure out either A, how to get it out, or B, get it in there for good. Not quite sure yet. So I'm gonna pop that out real quick. I also got a manual brake kit, and I'm going to pop out that brake booster and that master cylinder, and then hurry and pop the other one in. I don't know how much I'll film of the process. You can watch it plenty of other places, so let's hurry and get this done. All right, recap on what I just fixed. Collapsing steering wheel collapsed in on itself, so I had to take and pull this end back out from inside of this. Sounds easy. It is once you figure out and understand how it works. It took me a minute. And that's in there. Man, that looks out of place with the rest of the car. It's way too shiny. That's all they had was the chrome one, if you will. It's polished. It's like polishing a turd, right?